Hi, I'm Cyrus Farvar. I'm Senior Business Editor at Ars Technica. We are standing here in front of the Dos Palos Police Department here in Dos Palos, California. We're about a 2-hour drive southeast of San Francisco. And we're here to talk with the folks here in the police department and learn about how they've been working with a Silicon Valley startup called Visual Labs to use their existing Android phones as body cameras that mount right there in the chest, but that are not actually separate cameras. It's just software that goes right on their existing Android cameras.
My name is John Mathis. I'm a police officer in the city of Dos Palos, which is in Merced County. Population is about 5,000, 2.2 square miles. A couple of years ago, we started out with the ViView camera. That camera was designed to clip on the front of your uniform. It was small. It had a door that slid down to turn on, slide up to turn off, very user-friendly. At the end of your shift, you plug it in, download, next officer comes in. We found problems with that. The downloading had issues, the charge had issues, the on and off had some issues. We demoed Taser, and we found this one. And what we liked about this one were the options that it had. It's a software-based program, and it can go on a lot of different devices, so we have options there. It has GPS location, it has a live stream, and it also has it where our dispatch center can turn the camera on remotely. I'm in a pursuit, I'm driving, I got my hands full, I got all kinds. I can get on the radio and tell them, hey, turn my camera on, and they can turn it on for me. It's a great tool. ViView, you'd wear it your whole shift, record several different aspects of what you were doing, come into the office, plug it in, and then it would download. The problems that we had is some officers wouldn't plug it in, or the connection wasn't real good, it wouldn't download. Then when you went to use the camera, it was full. This one, as soon as you turn the camera off, it uploads into the cloud. No problems with being full, memory problems or anything like that. We pick up the camera from our office when we start our shift, and we log in. And then once we activate the application in the camera, we normally, most officers carry it up front right here somewhere so it's facing out. When we get the call for service, we'll turn the camera on before we get to the call, or if I see somebody walk in that I want to contact, I turn this on before I make contact with them. So like if I was going to talk to you, I would turn my camera on. It would just be a push of a button. It vibrates and it says,
"Camera recording started."
So I know it's on, it's going, and then I'll make contact with you, and I'd walk up and say, "How you doing today, sir?" And whatever my contact would be with you. The ViView camera was unable to keep up with this system because you had to really monitor what you were doing and what you wanted to capture on the camera because you were limited on memory space. Whereas this one, you don't have that issue. You can turn it on. It could record for 30 minutes, an hour. It's always being backed up and downloaded as it's going. We have not had any issues at this point with cameras running out of power. It pretty much lasts the whole shift, or if not longer. So far, the summer heat has affected it a little bit, but you monitor it just like you would your personal cell phone, and you know when it's getting low, it's time to plug it in.
There's no indication at all.
And that was one of the advantages of this system over the ViView or the Taser camera, is they have flashing lights, and in the evening time for tactical situations that might cause some issues. To turn it off, it's about a 3 or 4 second delay, or holding the button in. So 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Recording stopped.
And that's the end of it. Some of the benefits of this camera system is that this one allows 2 officers, even multiple officers, to have their camera on, recording, and later on when someone's reviewing it, they can see both of those camera views at the same time, audio and video. I helped another agency out, talk to victims and witnesses, but by the time that other agency got to the scene, victims and witnesses had taken off, and they were, oh wow, we would have liked to have talked to them or seen them or this. And so I told them I have the footage, and their response would be, oh, well, that's going to take, what, a couple days, to download it and burn it on a disk and mail it to us or deliver it. I said, no, give me 30 seconds. Pulled my phone out, logged into Visual Labs, and sent it to them. No delays. You send them the link, and it lasts, I think it was 48 hours. Yeah. And then once they're done with it in 48 hours, it just deletes itself. One of the things I complained about the ViView camera was it had a door on the front. When you slid the door down, it turned the camera on. You slid the door up, it turned the camera off. I had the camera on, I got in a scuffle with someone, and while scuffling with them, the door got pushed up, the camera stopped recording. By the time I knew what was going on, I turned it back on, and then it starts recording again. That's just bad design, bad for cop work, because they're going to look at it as, well, why'd you turn the camera off? What'd you do when the camera was off? I did not intentionally turn it off. It was just part of that. This one, you push a button, turns it on. To turn it off, you have to hold it for 3 seconds. So the likelihood of it getting turned off in a scuffle, not going to happen. Cops are human, and we have the same emotions, the same bad days as everybody else. And the camera system really enhances our professionalism. When I first started in law enforcement, whatever we said in a report, whatever we said was golden, never any question about it. And that's the way it should be for police officers. With the camera, it just takes that load off of my shoulders. I can tell you exactly what happened, and if you don't believe me, you can look at the camera. And it really protects myself, the department, and the community.